Hi everybody, it's Christina and thank you for joining me. So today we're going to make this really easy easel card, and this is called the Star Easel. I'm going to make some flowers to go on the front of it, again using my own paper designs, but I'm going to show you how quickly and easy it is to make this card. So the first thing I'm going to do is create some paper for my flowers, some pattern in this card for my flowers. And all I'm doing is taking the ink pad and I'm just going to swipe it down the card. Nothing neat, you don't have to go back over it again. Just going to swipe that down the card in the 3 different colours. So that's our paper for our cards. Now the next thing we're going to do is add some pattern on there. And for that I've got this little, it's like a tablecloth stamp. So I'm just going to use that and the dusty Concord, and I'm going to add this to my design. So I'm just going to press that down and add it in random areas over my card. Now you can add it to a block if you wish. It's entirely up to you. But I'm just going to add mine down like this. And I'm going to do that until I have this piece of card covered. So once this is dry, I've put some white paint down onto my glass mat and I've taken a small brayer and I'm just going to load the brayer up with some of the paint, and then I'm going to roll it over my card, and that will just lighten that design up just a little bit for me to add my flowers to. So once that's dry, I'm going to take the white gold and spray it with a little bit of water and mix that in with my brush. And then once that's mixed in, I'm going to splatter the paper. So once that's dry and your silver dots now show up, I'm going to take an old die that I've got, and this cuts out lots of flowers in different sizes, and I'm going to use this now to cut out my flowers. So once you've cut these out and you've popped them out of the die, this is what you will have. Beautiful flowers that you can now shape and add to your cards. But before I go on further, I'm going to pick out the leaf ones. So I'm going to take my green brush and I'm going to take some green ink and I'm just going to go over these just to alter the colour, and it's only a light dusting over the top, but at least it makes them look like leaves. So I'm going to continue with the flowers and turn them into blooms. Now if you look at the back of this, this has got patterns on it. It's old card that I've just repurposed with the designs. So don't be afraid to go over card. It saves throwing it away, and at least it puts it to good use. And I'm going to do the whole of the flower bunch the same, and I'm just going to build it up into flowers for my cards. So once I have my flowers made up, into the centre I'm going to add one of these little flower diamantes. Now because I've had these for a long time, the stick on the back may not be very good, so I'm going to put a little blob of glue into the centre there, and I'm going to add one of my flowers into the middle. And that's all of them now decorated. Now for the leaves, I'm taking the paintbrush that I've used and I'm just going to curl the petals around the handle. And then once I've done that, I'm going to take my ball tool and I'm just going to press it in the middle, and that will just give some shape then to my leaves. So they now are all ready to go onto my card. So now it's time to make the base. So to create the base, it can be any size you want. This is an A5, this is a 5x7, and this is an A6, but you want it with the side fold. So once you've done that, take your card and your trimmer, and you're going to trim off from that corner down to this corner. So that's the top left down to the bottom right. And you're going to do the same on whatever size you use. Now you're going to keep these because you need these to complete your card. So like I say, whatever size card you use, you're going to do exactly the same. So keep them together because you're going to need those. Now obviously they will be different in size. So this one is a little A6 one. So I think today we'll do a 5x7. So we're going to keep this, and now we can open this out. Now to give my card a uniform look, I'm taking two of the colours. I'm taking Dusty Concord and this is Shaded Lilac. I'm just going to add some splatters. And I'm going to do it to all the pieces. And I'm going to do it in both colours. Now I'm also going to add a little bit of the white gold to the card as well. So we'll just splatter some of this on as well, and then we'll leave it all to dry. So with a small brush and some Shaded Lilac, I'm just going to ink the edges to this base, this card. So we'll just go around the edges very lightly until we've done all the panels. Now that's your base. So with your two panels that are left, you're going to turn them around and you're going to cross them over at the bottom. So I'm using a grid line there just to make sure that they're level, and that's going to get glued in place just under there so that they stay together. Now to put these together, you need to slot them like this so that they will stay in place. So close this up, and you need to decide how far down this you want your panels to be. So I'm going to go for 3.5 inches, and I'm going to make a little mark just there. Now with some scissors, I'm going to cut down that by about half an inch. No, by about an inch. So we're going to come down there. Now what we need to do is make a tiny little channel in there. So that's how I'm going to cut this card. And if I keep it together, I will cut both those channels at the same time. So take your scissors and cut down one side to the end, and then move them over slightly and cut down to the next one. And that's your little channels created in your card. And then you can trim off the little bits that are left over. So that's the bit now that your card will stand in. So once you've done that, you can then slot these into those channels. So you're going to come into this little bit here. So that will go in there, and that will go in there. And that's your easel card, your star easel card. Basically that's it made. All you need to do now is decorate it. So for that I'm going to use my flowers and my leaves that I've created for this card. So I'm using a stamp platform. I'm using the grid lines on the platform to make sure that that's straight. I've added my sentiment just here, and I've decided to add it on the left hand side. And again, make sure it's straight with the grid lines and pick that up. And then we can stamp that down on our card. And that's our greeting done. So we'll give that a second or two just to dry, and then we can start to decorate our card. There it is. And now we can add the flowers and the leaves as and where we would like them. So I'm going to put some flowers on this centre part and some of the leaves. So I think we'll take this out and add these leaves in, these flowers in. So we'll add those along there. So there are the pieces to my card decorated, and in my stash I've found some pearly flourishes, so I'm going to cut these up and I'm going to add these to my card as well. So there it is with my pearls added in, and once this is all slotted back together again, this is how it will stand. So there's my star easel card now, ready to give to someone. So there's your completed easel card. This is how it will fold flat. And this is how it will stand once it's all put together. So that's done as a birthday card. This is done with a love heart and a Christmas theme. You will need a box to put them in, but they're very easy to assemble once you've made the card. So you're just going to slot it in there, open it up, and there's your card now ready to send. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you have, please join me on the next one. And why not subscribe to my channel, click the notification bell, then you'll always be aware when I add a new video. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.